Hello, my dear students. Welcome to mathematics classes for 9th standard. And today we are going to revise our chapter number 1, that is number system, chapter number 2, that is polynomial, and chapter number 3, that is coordinate geometry for the half yearly exam. So let's revise these chapters through some numerical questions with your Jerry sir. So let's start the video. Question number 1 says that classify the following numbers as rational or irrational. Just observe the numbers and then you have to identify that whether these numbers are rational or irrational number. So let me tell you or let me revise you that rule about a rational number. That rational number can be a number can be called a rational number when it is written in a upon b form. It means it should be in fractional form, where a and b, it means numerator and denominator, both should be integers, and the b, that is denominator, should not be equals to 0. So let's see. First number 361. 361. As we know the square table, and we know that if we multiply 19 by 19, so we will get 361, because 19 square equals to 361. So what is the square root of 361? 19. So 19 into 19, we got one pair. Out of that, one digit will come outside, so 19 is coming outside. So it means now it is 19, which we can write as 19 upon 1. So here you can see that rational numbers rule, that a upon b form, yes, it is in a upon b form, where b is what? 1, it is not equals to 0, and both are integer, therefore it is a rational number. Okay, it is a rational number. Second, 3 upon root under root 3 upon 81. Now here 3 is there, just which is not a perfect square, but 81 is a perfect square, so we can write it as 3 root 3 upon 9, but still it remains what? Root 3 becomes irrational and 9 become rational, and we know that the division of a rational and irrational number results into a irrational number only. So it is a irrational number. Now if we move to next part, that is under root 1.44. Now when we are observing this number 1.44, so it reminds me about 144, which is a square root 144, which is a square of 12. Okay, but it is 1.44. So how it's better if we write in this way: 1.2 multiply by 1.2. So again it will come same as 1.44. So 1.2 will come outside, which we can write as point remove. It comes 12 upon 10, or you can say 2 6 are 12, 2 5 are 10, 6 upon 5, which is a rational number only. Okay, once again rational number only. Now move to 5.1356. Now how we can observe this number? Just see, point is there. Remove this point, so 5 will come upside. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So it can comes 5 upon 10,000, or we can say 1 upon 5 to 10, 2000, which is a again rational number, because it satisfy all the rules. That is the numerator and denominator both should be integers. Yes, they are integers. Are they written in a upon b form, fractional form? Yes, it is in fractional form, where b should not be equal to 0. So b is 2000, which is much bigger than 0. So we can say that yes, this part is rational number. So in this way we have solved this question, where we have to identify whether the given numbers are rational or irrational. Now move to next question, that is express 0.57 bar in the form p upon q, where p and q are integers and q should not be equal to 0. It means we have to express this number into a rational number. So let's see. We are having 0.57 bar, which we can see easily that it is not a rational number. So let x equals to 0.57 bar. Bar denotes the repetition of number. It means x equals to 0.5757575757, as much as we can write, because this shows the repetition. This bar shows the repetition. Now in order to solve this question, what we are doing, see, first we have said that let this is the x, this is the value of x. Now as we can see here in this repeating block, there are how many digits? Only 2 digits are there. Okay, so we will multiply it by 100, because in 100 also how many zeros? 2 zeros are there. If there are three digits, 571 will be there, so we'll multiply by 1000. Okay, how many digits are there in that repeating block? That only we will multiply according to that only. Okay, now we're multiplying by 100 this equation first. This is our equation first, left hand side, right hand side. So first we multiply left hand side, that is x multiplied by 100, 100x. Then 0.57 into 57 multiplied by 100. So what will come? 57.57. Okay, because the point will move 2 digits right side, because we are multiplying by 100. So it comes 57.5757 and so on. Now this is our equation number second. Now we will subtract equation first from equation second. Subtracting equation first from second. So equation second, 100x equals to 57.5757 and so on you can write, no problem. And here what comes first equation, x equals to 0.575757, 0.5757. Now subtract 7 minus 7 0, 5 minus 5 0, 7 minus 7 0, 5 minus 5 0, 7 minus 0 7, 5, nothing is there, so 5 will come downside. 100x subtracting x, so what will come? 99x. If you're subtracting x from 100x, so how much it will come? 99x. So it means we are having now 99x equals to 57.0000. It means 57 only. So we can write x will remain here, 99 will come downside. So x equals to 57 upon 99. X equals to 57 upon 99. Now if you want to divide it, so we can divide it by 3. 3 3 is a 9, 3 3 is a 9, 3 1 is a 3, 2 left, 3 9 is 27. So 19 upon 33, which is our rational number. So we can say that yes, now we have expressed the 0.57 bar in this form, P upon Q. This one, see, fractional form P upon Q, where Q is 33, it means it is not equal to 0 and both are integers. So here we have solved our question. Now move to question number 3 in revision, that is use suitable identities to find the following products. Okay, we are given some 2 parts and we have to put identities here in order to solve them. Now first part says that 3 minus 2x multiplied by 3 plus 2x. Now if we observe this first part, so we will find that here 3 same, 2x same, just sign change. Here it was minus, here it is plus. So it reminds me about one identity, that is a minus b, a plus b equals to a square minus b square. So I have written this a minus b into a plus b. So see, a 3, here also a 3, b is 2x, here also b 2x, just sign change. So formula will come a square minus b square. The question is given in this form, we have to write the answer in this form. So first put the question in this form only, a square minus b square. So what is our a here? As we can see here, clearly it is a 3. What is b here? B is 2x. So a square, it means 3 square, minus b square, b means 2x whole square. 3 3 is a 9, 2 2 is a 4, and x square means x square. So our answer is what? 9 minus 4x square. This is our answer. Second part, this says that 105 multiplied by 95. Now here students don't multiply directly. We have to use identity here. Okay, it's not about only answer. If you are multiplying directly and you're finding the answer, you are not going to get any marks. So you have to use identity only. Then only you have to solve. So 105 we have to multiply by 95. So questions come how we can write 105 in order to use our identity. So 105, it means 105 we can write as 100 plus 5. And 95 we can write as 100 minus 5, because if you multiply 100 plus 5, so 105 will come, and we subtract 5 from 100, so what will come? 95. So we can write in this form. Now by writing, what benefit we get? The benefit which we get is that now we can put in the formula form, or you can say identity form. So a is what? 100, here also a 100. What is b? 5, here also b 5. Just sign change. It means a square minus b square. We have to write the answer in this form because question is given in this form, expanded form. Okay, so what is our a here? Once again find out. Our a is 100 and our b is what? 5. Okay, don't be confused by seeing the minus sign. Don't put minus sign here. B will be 5 only. So our formula says a square minus b square. So 100 square a minus b square, b means 5 square. So 100 square means 10,000, 5 square means 25. If we subtract 25 from 10,000, so it will come 9,975. This is our answer. Now move to question number 4, which says that write the quadrant in which the following points lie. Now see, the following points are given: 1, minus 3, minus 5, minus 8, 0, 4, minus 4, 2. Now I want to remind you about the Cartesian plane. This is our Cartesian plane. Just pay focus here on this one. I hope it is clear to you. See, it is visible to you. It is a Cartesian plane which is made from x-axis, horizontal line, and y-axis, vertical line, in which the first quadrant shows that this one, left hand side, I am showing you this one side. Okay, this side, this side. Here you can see the points which are coming on x-axis, all are positive sign, 1 2 3 4 5. The points which are coming on y-axis, 1 2 3 4 5, these are also positive. That's why only those points will come here or lie will there which are of positive. It means plus plus comma plus. In second quadrant, if we move, so we will find that here, as we're writing the coordinates in x comma y form. First we're writing the coordinate x, then we're writing the y coordinate. So first x is what? Minus sign here, -4, -3, -2, -1. And if you move to y, so y is what? Plus sign, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it means minus will come first, then plus will come. Minus comma plus will come here, second quadrant. If we move to third quadrant, so we will find that here x also minus and y is also minus sign. So it means minus minus, it will come in third quadrant. Then points which are having plus sign first, because x is coming first, so x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus sign. Y is what? Just check here, minus sign. So plus minus will come in fourth quadrant. Now if you observe our point which are given in the question, just check here, 1 comma minus 3, 1 positive, then minus is what? Plus 1 and then minus. So where is plus minus is coming? Just check here, plus minus fourth. So you need to remember this one. So it is coming in fourth quadrant. Okay. Second, just check, -5 comma -8. It means minus minus. It means what? Minus minus. They are coming in third quadrant. Which quadrant? Third quadrant. Next, 0 comma 4 plus plus. Plus plus are coming in first quadrant only. Okay. First quadrant. Okay, wait, 0 comma 4 is not plus here actually. Just check here. Yes, it is in plus quadrant, but now see, I have done mistake here. You have to check here. 0 comma 4. 0 comma 4. So it will be lie on this one. Here. It is not lying on any quadrant, but it is lying on y-axis. Just pay attention here. I want to show this one. 0 comma 4. 0 comma 4. It means here x coordinate is 0. X coordinate is what? 0. Hai na? And what is I am talking about? 0 comma 4. So 0 comma 4. I am talking about this number. Here this is x, this is y. Okay, so x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 4. So x is 0, but y is what? 4. So this point will lie here, 0 comma 4. So it is not lying on this quadrant, but is lying on the line of which one line axis? Which line? You can say y axis. So here it is not coming any quadrant. Okay, it is not coming in any quadrant, but it will come on y axis. It is coming on y axis. Which one? 0 comma 4. Remember this one. If it is 4 comma 0, suppose that it is like 4 comma 0, so it will lie on x axis. Okay, clear? Now minus 4 comma 2, it means minus plus. So minus plus we know very well, it is coming on second quadrant. Minus then plus, so second quadrant. Okay, now complete the identities. Now I told you that many entities are given in second chapter, so you have to learn all the identities. So I have given 2 entities in order to check whether you remember the identities or not. So first one, x minus y whole cube. Now after seeing that entity, just don't open your books, just try to remind that what were those entities. X minus y whole cube. Anyone remember? Just you can pause the video and then you can say it, then you can check. So actually the x minus y whole cube says that it is x cube minus y cube minus 3xy, then bracket on x minus y. X cube minus y cube minus 3xy, then bracket on x minus y. There is a one more way in which you can write this entity. What is that? You can same entity you can write in this way also. X cube minus 3x square y plus 3xy square minus y cube. Okay, just pay attention here. See, I said if you can write x minus y whole cube in this way, in 2 parts, either we can write x cube minus y cube minus 3xy x minus y, or we can write x cube minus 3x square y plus 3xy square minus y cube. It is like same only. Here what I am doing in this part, I am just multiplying 3xy multiplied by x, so it comes minus 3x square y, then minus into minus plus, so plus 3xy square. At last minus y cube I have written here. It is same like that only, but just I have multiplied here. So either you can write in this form also, or you can write in this form also, according to the question. Now next entity is coming, x plus y plus z whole cube. Just pay attention here. Second part, x plus y plus z whole cube. Now what is the expanded form? So I can say this one is the easiest one. Why? Because it comes like that, x square then plus y square plus z square. See, one time I am doing a square of each digits, then plus, now see, 2xy then 2yz at last 2zx. See, 2xy plus 2yz at last 2zx. First I multiply xy, then yz, at last z into x. Okay, so it is the expanded form of this formula. So question can come where you have to, where is given this form and you have to write in expanded form, or it can be given in this form, expanded form, and you have to write the answer in short form. So that's why you need to remember, or you need to memorize all the identities. So this is the syllabus for today. I hope you have revised your syllabus in a proper way so that you can give your half fill exam in a best way. Thank you, students.
At last, I just want to say be safe and God bless you all.